Hello, welcome to game 4 of my match against Nottoobad. I'm down 1-2, so hoping to even it up here. Let's take a look at this kingdom. Not quite as explosive and crazy as that game 3. Keep is here, so you kind of want to not lose the stockpile split more than usual. There's also crowns, which also crowns are going to be really good. Hunting parties are good, hunting lodge is good, barge, expand. Probably Feodum is not that good, even with keep. So the question is, do you go like double stockpile or stockpile develop? I think you just go double stockpile into more stockpiles and grab hunting parties and expand to start the game here. So that's the plan. Once you have that, then you're just building up to, I think, single province turns. Not 100% clear to me there. Whether you're doing like single province or double province and crown expand stuff gets kind of crazy there in the endgame, but I'm pretty sure the deck I want to be building has hunting parties in it for draw, hunting lodge for village, at least one, try to get some barges for duration barge, and then expand stuff. I also believe pretty strongly in develop early on. This is not terrible. Cardinal is like moderately annoying, but I think I'm just going to get third stockpile here. And we'll see what they do. 8 is not quite the number I wanted to see. I would have much rather seen 9 or 6. Yeah, but it is what it is. We'll see if they get double stockpile here or what they do. They got an expand. Okay, so they've added a couple of terminals. I'm going to get one stockpile at the discard and then a hunting party to start drawing through. And we'll see where we go from here. They exile the stockpile, which is actually the best kind of card to exile because I'm going to be getting another one back here anyways to unexile it. Although maybe not until next turn. We'll see. That also means they don't see their expand this turn if they're playing Cardinal. I have a 4-2 lead on stockpiles, which you can tell by looking at the VP totals. And I'd like to get a developing estates into stockpiles would be great, but I just assumed by the time we saw the develops, the stockpiles would be gone. They're not going as hard for stockpiles as I thought was correct here. So we will see. Okay, they did gain 2. They gained 1. So they could potentially empty. They could potentially empty stockpiles this turn if I don't take 1 back. So that's something to consider. Like if I take, if they have a stockpile in hand, 2 stockpiles in hand. Well, what do they have in hand? I should be able to figure this out. They played a stockpile, discarded 2, so they've got 3 in the discard pile, and they have 3 total. I have 4. They have 3. This must be. So they have 3 in the discard pile, 3 total. Which means their hand is some combination of estates and coppers. So by my understanding here then, they should not have enough to gain 3 stockpiles this turn. I can go ahead and pick up an action that I'd like to play. I think that action wants to be Barge. I think the plus buy will be nice once the stockpiles are gone. The draw will be nice. But I could also believe in another hunting party as well. Yeah, I think I'm going to go one more hunting party. Let me cycle through the deck quickly. Have to buy a stockpile next turn no matter what. Get them off of the... We'll see what they take here. Okay, so they did take the second to last stockpile. So obviously I have to contest that, discard them all from exile. So we have to split evenly, which is how it worked. I tracked their deck correctly, which feels good. They've got this Cardinal, which is like moderately annoying, but I've got 2 hunting parties. They've got expand Cardinal. I feel better about having the hunting parties right now, although obviously getting expand soon will be important. Only question is, do I want to go like hunting lodge to start spinning, or barge to draw? I think I'm going to grab a barge. It does a lot more for my deck in the short term. I do want to grab a develop fairly quickly after that. And I think the deck can support both Barge, Develop, and Expand with some Hunting Lodges. I don't really believe in the Cardinal stuff, so I'm going to do it this way. Yeah, Keep is a card that lots of people have on their ban list. It is annoying, infuriating, difficult. You're constantly trying to say who's got what treasures, and makes you want to get out a pen and paper or like scroll exhaustively through the log. So if we scroll up here, we do see that Keep is on their dislike list. I do not think it is on mine. I'm not sure which of these are mine. I don't think any of those dislike lists are mine. I like Shepherd, Donate, Fountain. Probably Urchin, Familiar, Tournament Knights. Those feel like my dislike lists, my ban list in Possession. But I often use my ban list for other things. They get some Hunting Lodges, which makes sense. They are terminal limited, which I am not. Play this Hunting Party again. Hopefully find the Barge. I don't have any more actions left, so I can go ahead and play this now if I want. Or I can play it next turn. Try to do more next turn. So the things I want to buy this turn are Expand and Hunting Lodge. So I want to try to hit to 12. So I think I am going to go this turn. I hit my 12. It is all but one of my stockpiles, but I'm going to be expanding stuff into other stuff fairly quickly. Coppers into silvers, estates into Hunting Lodges and Hunting Parties and stuff. So I think that's fine. I'm pretty happy to have the 2 extra Hunting Parties that they don't have. Yeah, not terrible at this point, them hitting my Hunting Party. Obviously, I would have liked to play that this turn, but I've got plenty of other stuff to draw and see. And I can always just turn this estate back into another Hunting Party and then have 2, which feels pretty nice. And then I think I'm going to take a Crown. I've got 3 Hunting Parties, Hunting Lodge, Barge, and stuff. So I think I'm going to go ahead and take the Crown, follow suit there. Unfortunately, don't have a Hunting Party in hand, but unless I draw the Barge here, I'm pretty happy. Yuck. That discard is just so nice that I think I'm going to play this as now and leave myself with a really nice discard. I don't see much need to play the Stockpile if all I'm going to buy with it is Develop. Well, so yeah, if I go Crown, Develop this turn, the Stockpile is part of the deck, but I can start developing the estates, the silvers and stuff, develop away the coppers. Even with Keep around, I'm happy to thin coppers out. So I can start with Crown Hunting Party here most likely, or maybe I'll play the first Hunting Party so I can draw the 3rd Hunting Party. The Cardinal has been a little bit annoying. It cost me 3 economy, 1 shuffle. It cost me a Hunting Party the next shuffle. Maybe I can consider getting some Cardinals myself to counteract this. I played a couple games with Cardinal earlier today. They could just reveal 2 coppers. I do have a lot of coppers in the deck, but they seem to be hitting my Hunting Parties. I assume they're undoing playing the Crown. So yeah, I can potentially even Crown expand this turn, grab a couple Cardinals myself. If the Cardinals hit, the Cardinals are really annoying if they hit something that you only have 1 copy of in your deck. So Cardinals are only really annoying when they hit something of which there's none left in the supply. So stockpiles would be really annoying now because you couldn't buy a stockpile and get it off of exile. Except all the stockpiles are in exile. So the Cardinals are not that annoying, and I want to buy more Hunting Parties anyways to get draw in my deck. So it's not like the end of the world that they are The Cardinal that hit my hunting lodge? The Cardinal... My hunting party, sorry. It is some amount of info I'm considering. I'm probably going to say yes and just perhaps acting here, but it is like a moderate amount of info that they're taking when they play the crown and it hits something. Like maybe they want it to hit something. Okay, I don't know. They don't have any more draw left in their hand, so I suppose it's fine. It hit my expand, which is not the end of the world. Yeah, I don't know. I guess I could have hit 7 earlier. As second player, I felt like I needed to contest the hunting lodges, or felt like I needed to contest the stockpiles a little bit more aggressively. So here I crown the hunting party, and I should draw everything that I want to draw. The discard pile is copper, copper, copper? It's 3 coppers. Oh, there's more stuff in there from the expands as well. So I could crown the barge, draw everything. Pretty much draw everything. What I really wanted to do was crown the expand, but my discard pile's got 3 coppers, 4. So it's got copper, expand, and looks like 3 more coppers. I definitely want to play the expand this turn is the question. So I'm wondering if I play barge to draw. So estate, 4 coppers, expand is what's down there, right? I haven't actually seen the expand yet. So the bottom card is going to be a... I suppose I can just play the hunting lodge. Play the barge first. Or I can just play the hunting lodge and see what happens. 4, 5, 6 cards. There's 6 cards in there, so I'm just going to crown the barge and draw. Actually, now I do have to unfortunately play this, so I can't draw into it. But so I want to get a hunting party off of the mats, and I guess I want to get my own cardinals going now. So estate into hunting party, and I can develop an estate into silver. Into silver, and now I've got 7. The alternative is I just take another hunting lodge for the village effect and look to like develop the silver into the cardinal and gain and play that. I could also take another crown. I could also take another expand. Both those are very good cards. If I crown villages both time, I have enough village stuff going on. Taking another crown also basically gives me the effect of all of these. So I think I'm going to take another crown. And 2 is a slightly sad number, but I don't need to buy anything on that. Okay, they have a bit of a dud. They exiled another hunting party. So I guess we're just going to go this game with me never having hunting parties in my deck. Crown a hunting party here. So I'm only going to have 1 buy in theory if I only play 1 barge, but I could also just play crown barge and then crown hunting lodge. Hunting lodge. I do have another hunting party down there. So crown barge, draw. So I can play the first hunting lodge. I can develop silver into, well, I don't really want the estate that gives me, but I guess I can, and then I can crown hunting party, or just play hunting party and draw them both. Oh, Oops, did that wrong. Wow, it drew cards. My personal code doesn't let me undo that, so I will not. So I want to gain a hunting party again. I want to crown expand. I want to turn this estate into a hunting party, I suppose. It seems, let's take 2 of those, turn this copper into a silver, and take another crown. Okay, I should have thought a little bit more. The reason I didn't have the card in hand I wanted to play. I screwed up my own logic here. But lead on crown hunting party. Okay, and then I think I'm always doing crown barge. Well, I guess I could have tried to draw the second crown, but been crown, but okay, so crown hunting party now. Crown hunting lodge now, I mean. Okay, so tons of actions now. So I can develop the silver. I think though I want to crown the develop now into crown, expand the develop now into crown. I did have a 4th crown. I screwed that up again. I'm screwing things up here quite a bit. Just crown hunting party to draw my whole deck. Crown Cardinal. What did I hit? I hit a Cardinal, and I hit either a hunting lodge or a barge, which is nice. So the thing I really want to get going now is crown, and I want to try to get a duration barge into play. The alternative is I just take 2 crowns and guarantee that I win the split, but I've got 5 already. So if I take barge and crown, have they trashed any coppers? No. So I can get an extra VP at some point by buying a copper. It doesn't seem worth it now because they'll have extra buys with their barge. So I think my plan now is to buy barge crown, and the next turn try to pile crowns and hunting parties by crowning. Or do I take another expand crown, and then try to pile crowns and hunting parties next turn? Expand crown. That feels a little bit greedy, but perhaps a lot bit greedy once I look at this draw. I have 5 hunting parties, a barge, a hunting lodge. I've got tons of cards I could have seen. This was an unlucky draw. I do have a VP lead. I have up in terms of coppers, and I'm up in terms of crowns. I can gain maybe a silver here, although I want to get hunting parties back. They're not able to do quite as much as I am on my turns, which is nice. My turns are bigger, so this dud maybe doesn't completely kill me. I can also consider expanding a crown now, but that feels weak. So yeah, the plan would be just crown, cardinal, just crown, cardinal, buy a crown. I have a hunting party in exile, but I've got so many hunting parties down here that shouldn't be a problem. Does that lower the piles too much? They've got 2 expands, 2 buys. I don't think they can get enough points and do the stuff they need to do. Perhaps I'm wrong there. Perhaps I should turn this cardinal into, I should crown expand and turn cardinal into gold and copper into silver and not get an attack in. Cardinal into gold. Cardinal into gold, copper into silver, and feel like I should have a pretty, oh my god. Pretty, oh my god. Wow. I have a 10 VP point lead, but the 2 cards they revealed with their thing were 2 hunting parties, and then in the top 12 cards of the deck, they found the only 2 cards that don't draw. So I have six crowns. So I'm probably going to crown, expand, and turn crown into province, and crown into another crown into treasure or something. I don't know. I might. I don't know. We'll see. This is kind of remarkable, this shuffle for me. I felt like I was super far ahead and potentially winning 2 turns ago. And now I'm very likely to lose this game due to worst imaginable shuffle ordering. I feel like I had 5 hunting parties, a hunting lodge, and a barge. That's 6 draw cards and 22, 23. Maybe that's not quite enough, but not finding any of them in this set feels pretty awful. Yeah, I have 6 crowns, so I can trash 1 always into something, which something is probably a province here. Just try to stay above board. It feels remarkable that I have a full 2-turn deficit in terms of 2 complete dud turns, and I'm still in the game somehow. But they're a good enough player. I think they may be able to spot or orchestrate some kind of pile out next turn. They have to play a little bit defensively here because I have 2 expands and a bunch of crowns. So like gaining 2 crowns and 5 hunting parties is pretty easy for me. So I don't think they can actually lower the piles, but they can try to even up in terms of like getting golds and silvers and stuff and evening up the VP. This is kind of what I mentioned by wanting to have some duration barges. Brutal. They're just hitting my hunting parties every time. So I guess I need to take a hunting party here. So probably crown, expand into province hunting party. And it does leave them with a pile out, and they could tie on crowns as well. But I don't have much else I can do. I need those hunting parties to be able to draw. 2 duds in a row feels pretty unlikely. I mean, my deck isn't complete garbage because like the top decks were hunting parties every turn. So now they're able to even, and they just buy a province now, I assume. So yeah, them gaining 2 crowns would then tie the crown split. So I can crown expand. I just need to gain the hunting parties. If I just gain 1 hunting party and not a province. So the advantage of the province is it nets me 1 VP if they take both crowns, I guess. Okay. So 2 province and hunting party. This has been quite awful, though. I finally did draw a hunting party. I do have a whole bunch more down there, but they're going to play their Cardinal and hit my hunting lodge this turn, which is kind of a key card for me. I don't feel like my deck was so much worse that maybe I just bought too many crowns and I needed more barges. One of those crowns should have been a barge. But the fact that in 2 sets of 7 cards, the hunting parties were cards 6 and 7 makes it feel like I didn't do anything significantly wrong. They've got crowns on expands, so they can gain 2 crowns, gain 3 hunting parties, and then they need to gain like a duchy. That's a lot of gains. But like again, I could very easily dud again this turn because I didn't even draw like a silver with the crowns to crown a silver or something. That last turn was literally 4 crowns and an expand. Man, the thing is, if either of those crowns are a barge, I just crown, barge, and I'm in good shape. But again, I have all these hunting parties that I should have seen as well. So I don't want to beat myself up about that combination of draws at this point. They're thinking now. Pilots seem tough. If they crown both expands, buy coppers at the end or something, like it seems possible. Them crowning barges seems good for me. So I have 4 crowns. They have 2. So they don't have any more crowns. So they can only have 2 gains here. I suspect they're not even going to get to play their Cardinal, which means I will get to draw my hunting party. I sort of desperately need to crown this Barge for draw. No, I guess I have a whole bunch of hunting parties now. So like I still, even with 2 complete and utter dud turns, where I was able to gain a little VP, manipulate things a little bit, but I'm still in the game. As far as I can tell, they have 2 gains with expand this turn, so they can get, and then they can buy potentially two things, but they can't buy. They don't have enough money to buy like 2 hunting parties, I don't think. So, am I ahead on golds or are they ahead on golds? They're ahead on golds. They do have 2 golds, 2 silvers. They've got 10 money. A bunch of coppers. Like, could they buy 3 hunting parties, 2 crowns? So they could buy 3 hunting parties, expand into 2 crowns. They still need to add a duchy or something to that deck to tie. I think I'm ahead on crowns and silvers right now, and they're ahead on golds. And we're tied on coppers? I suspect we're tied on coppers. I might be ahead on coppers at this point. It's tough, because if I can crown both my expands, I just have a ton of gains. And then I can, in theory, like crown a Barge, and life's good. So I assume they're just looking to max score here now, if they don't have a win on piles. So they can like develop a gold into expand crown, but they can't like gain and play the develop, and that they can develop the Cardinal into a crown. They can expand something, Hunting Lodge, into a crown, and then they would need 15 money, which they've got 2 silvers, 2 golds, 5 coppers. So in theory they have 15 money. So the question is, are they the one? Can they buy a copper at the end of that line and just win the game that way, or are they the ones who are ahead on coppers? Oh, and I even see their hand up here. They had 2 golds, 2 coppers, and a crown. One assumes they drew their silvers along the way. A copper. So we both trashed 2 coppers. So 1 copper nets them 5 VP. So if they've got 2 silvers, 2 golds, 5 coppers in hand, that's 9 cards. Then they've got expand, 2 hunting lodges, expand, hunting lodge, Cardinal. So expand hunting lodge into crown, expand Cardinal into crown, play their 2 golds, 5 coppers, and money, and buy them money. I think they have a pile out there. I can't actually see their hand, so it's hard to say. This does not indicate a pile out, obviously. And if they play, Cardinal and hit my thing, I'm going to be really upset. So we'll see if they take coppers here, because that could be a game distinguisher. Trashing the silver into Barge, taking the province. They only had 1 gold. Did they trash a gold along the way? No, they had 2 golds. Color me terribly confused. Okay, so play the hunting lodge first. Play another hunting party. Oh, that's never going to find. It's never going to find crowns, but I can now crown a Barge. Now. Okay. So, what am I crowning into what? So, they took a copper last turn. So if I take 2 coppers, I have enough VP to tie. and in theory win. So I guess I'm playing another hunting party here. Are they ahead of me on silvers? 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So we're tied on silvers. So how would I end the game here? I have down there more silvers, which I can expand into something. I'm going to start by crowning a hunting party for the actions. Okay, discard is copper, silver, hunting party. So if I play this, I will draw 1 card plus the hunting party. Or I can expand. Okay, they're ahead on golds, right? So I can turn this gold into something. What can I turn this gold into? I want to ask. So I can crown expand, turn gold into crown, hunting party into hunting party. But I don't, yeah, because those multiple dud turns in a row, they're in a decent position now. So I kind of want to turn this gold into a barge. And I want to turn this gold into a barge and play it. So what do I want to gain this turn? I thought I had a Cardinal. I trashed it at some point. So I'm not going to win the gold split. So I'm going to kind of give up on that. So playing, let's play party. Okay, so I can crown. Now I can crown. How does crown on barge work? That part has me slightly confused. I might not even... Once I think. What about crown barge? That's the part I don't understand fully. Yeah, so I had to play too many hunting parties for draw this turn. Was my problem. Okay. I don't even know what I would expand here, to be honest. Like, the second expand is not doing anything on this turn. So I'm thinking about just crown barge next turn. And then buy province and a couple of coppers. And with the +6 cards at the start of the turn, and then this 13-point VP lead feels nice. I'm up 1 on silver. On copper. We're tied on silver, I suppose. I keep discarding. It's hard to draw a deck a little bit with hunting party. I had to play too many of the hunting parties for draw to give me expand targets. So that's kind of the idea behind the barge, the double play barge, is that I have the second target for expands. So I should be able to have enough draw that I can crown expand and expand 2 hunting parties into, potentially even into hunting parties if I'm trying to do the pile spin. Okay, pause there briefly. We'll see what they come up with on their turn. I feel like they're a little bit ahead. They've got the golds that get a little bit more power with that. I have all these crowns, which can let me do some powerful things. I can even go crown. I can even expand a couple of the crowns into crowns. So like a best turn might be draw 2 expands and then crown, expand, turn 2 hunting parties into crowns, 2 hunting parties into hunting parties, buy a hunting party, end the game. Obviously, they're going to score here, so that's not possible. I'm going to have at least 4 buys next turn with draw. So it's possible I won't get another turn, though. It's possible they have a pile out here spotted, especially with crown expand. Like, they've got 2 extra golds now, so they could go gold into hunting party. You know, hunting lodge into... They play both their hunting lodges, but Cardinal into hunting party, buy 2 crowns. That nets them 5, and then buy 2 coppers. That nets them 5 more. 30, and then they just need to like buy an estate at the end of that line. Like a duchy, which seems pretty reasonable given they'll still have silvers and stuff. They had 3 golds to my 1, so it's not like me trashing this gold makes that much easier, but it does give them the gold as another target there. If they don't win, I've got 11 cards starting hand and a bunch of extra buys, so I could buy extra coppers at the end of my turn. I'm interested that they played Crown Expand before having figured out what they were expanding. They're out of actions now, right? We've got 1 more pair of actions. The one Cardinal play that I got hitting, I guess I hit it twice, hitting their Hunting Lodge, their other Cardinal. Turns out to have been pretty nice. Their Cardinal just repeatedly hit my hunting parties. I know somewhat their hand. So they had before they played 2 barges, they had Hunting Lodge, gold, silver, 4 coppers, expand. So, but then they drew 6 more cards. So Cardinal into what? Hunting Lodge is not unreasonable. If they're going to continue the game playing. So if they buy another Hunting Lodge, then if they gain a Hunting Lodge here, that gives them more actions, makes it easier to crown stuff. Although they're out of terminal. The only terminal options they have left are expands at this point. So I think going back, they did take the Hunting Lodge. I guessed correctly, somewhat aspirationally. Going back, it's hard to say. I had 2 duds in a row, which can't be explained by both coppers. But if this crown here was a barge, for example, I think I saved one of those duds and I win the game. Obviously, I can't play around worst possible shuffles, but so they turned both golds into provinces. Both gold into province, buy a province. This seems like the worst of all lines, because now all I have to do is buy 2 provinces and a couple of coppers. Okay. So let me crown a hunting party so I can get in another hunting party. Oh, there's my deck. I have 2 crowns left. Okay. I mean, can I not just do crown, expand 2 things into province by a duchy? I'm a little bit confused by what they did. But I will take a win in this kingdom. Pad the stats for copper there. Not quite sure what happened there at the end. They could have just not loaded provinces. I don't think I have a way to pile out. But we move on to game 5 with a tied match.